Hey there, this is Kristin from KristinCoaching.com, and thank you so much again for tuning in for another video today. If you like this video, please share with your family and friends. Let them know who Kristin Coaching is. The whole point and purpose of my videos is so you can have happy and healthy relationships. I love to give relationship advice and relationship tips so you can use them in your personal relationship with your significant other and have the happiest and healthiest relationship out there. Being a relationship coach and in a personal relationship for many, many years, I know that relationships can ebb and flow, and I know that they can be difficult. And so it's really important for me to give you as much advice and as many tips as I can so you can use them for you and go out there and kick butt in your personal relationship, because I do not want anybody out there to be in an unhealthy, intimate relationship with their significant other any longer than they need to be. So in this video, I wanted to talk about how to deal with a jealous partner. Jealousy is a very prevalent in many, many relationships. And throughout the course of relationships too, I think jealousy can ebb and flow as well, depending on what the trust levels look like. So I wanted to talk about how to deal with a jealous partner. And these tips that I'm going to give you today, they're going to be 5 tips, are all assuming that you yourself are not cheating or not doing anything to break the relationship boundaries. Oftentimes we can have jealous significant others even when we are doing every single thing right in the relationship and doing everything we can to have our partners trust us. So I wanted to make this video in that type of a scenario, because sometimes we can do everything right and be as loyal as possible and still have our significant others not trust us at the end of the day. So I wanted to talk about that piece right here, okay? And talk about what you can do to help support your significant other through this process. I've been in a jealous relationship in the past, and it is definitely a very, very toxic environment to be in, an unhealthy environment to be in, especially when the jealousy is just the topic of conversation day in and day out. And I remember feeling so frustrated in my relationship because I was as loyal as you could be. I was not doing anything. I was not cheating. I was not looking at another guy or talking to another guy. I was being the best and most devoted and loyal girlfriend there could be. And you know what? At the end of the day, that was not good enough for him. And I remember feeling like I was doing something wrong and that it was my fault and that I needed to do more. I want to make this video for you today because I need you to know that the jealousy that your significant other is having in this type of a situation is not about you. It's about them. It's about their insecurities, their pain that they went through in past relationships, them being cheated on or lied to or deceived. So I want to bring the power back to you and let you know that this is not your fault and there's things that you can do to help support your significant other with their jealousy. And I'm not talking about the things like be more loyal or show them affection when they're jealous or reassure them. There might be a little bit of that in there, but that only goes so far. I used to do that every single day in my relationship. Reassuring, not like even being more tight about my behaviors towards other people outside of the relationship so he could see that I am, honest and not doing anything wrong. But that didn't help at the end of the day because he was very insecure and really struggled with that himself. So the more I did, it seemed like the more jealous and insecure he was. So my video has to do with getting back that power and doing healthy things that you can do to help support your partner's jealousy. Okay? Sorry for the long intro, but it is really important that you get the difference of where the jealousy comes from and understanding what to do about the jealousy, given that, there's nothing in the relationship for him to really be jealous of, that this is about him, it's not about you. So let's talk about number one, okay? Step number one to how to deal with a jealous partner. Number one, you need to have a conversation about their worries to help support them through the process. So you need to know, what are they worried about? Why are they jealous? They might say, I'm jealous because you looked at another guy. Let's just say that's true, even though you probably didn't, or if you did, it wasn't in the intention that he or she is making it out to be. But let's just say that you looked at somebody else. Okay, so what are you worried about? What worries you about me looking at somebody else? What are you afraid is going to happen? Usually the jealousy boils down to they're afraid that you're going to cheat on them. They're afraid that you're going to leave them for somebody else. They're afraid that, those are usually the two things. They're afraid you're going to leave them or that you're going to cheat. So it's important to talk about and get to the root of the core worries that they're having, because this is a dialogue. This is going to help open up the vulnerability on your partner's end, the vulnerability on your end of, how that makes you feel and how that makes, you react to their worries. And you're going to have a deep conversation, and this is actually going to help you build the trust in your relationship. It's going to help you get closer, be more intimate on an emotional level, and be more of a team and a support for each other. So it's important to get to the root worries of the jealousy and have a calm, respectful, ongoing, engaging conversation with your significant other about their fears, about their anxieties, about their worries. And they're going to try to blame you. They're going to say, you did this, you did that, that's why I'm jealous. At the end of the day, you have to not focus on what they think you did or what they think you said. You have to focus on just the fears and the worries and the anxieties that they're having and talk about that. And then you can help reassure on that type of a level and help support your partner on that type of a level. Okay, step number two of what you can do: don't get defensive when your partner accuses you of doing something that you're not doing. So if they accuse you of looking at somebody else, if they accuse you of cheating, if they accuse you of lying, being somewhere where you weren't or where you shouldn't have been, whatever that is, don't get defensive. And that can be really, really hard. But the more defensive we get, the more angry we get, and then we engage in a conversation where the anger and the betrayal, feeling betrayed by your partner for not believing you, that kind of gets in the forefront. So I think being calm and speaking to the underlying emotions of what your partner feels about you in terms of how they don't trust you, essentially, that's what you need to be talking about. That's what needs to be the conversation. So you have to have a calm dialogue about that and let your partner know, hey, it really hurts me that you don't trust me. I've been loyal to you, I've been faithful, I'm honest, I'm open, and that still doesn't feel like it's good enough. And I don't appreciate the accusations, something like that. It's calm, it's direct, it's not defensive, because when you get defensive, you get mad, they get mad, and then you're engaging in this argument of he said, she said, back and forth, or, she said, or he said, back and forth, whatever type of relationship you're in, and it's not going to be effective, okay? So be calm during this type of a conversation and don't get defensive. Step number 3. This is a big, big one that I think a lot of people miss. For the one who's being accused of doing things that you're not and having a jealous partner. It's really important that you set boundaries with your significant other when they are jealous, when they are that jealous type. This is something that I missed in my relationship. I just went with it. I was doing everything he said, everything he told me to do, because I thought that was going to help him trust me. I thought that was going to help him not feel jealous. So I bent over backwards. I didn't wear tight fit clothing. I didn't reveal any type of womanly curve that I had. I made sure I didn't even look at another guy or talk to another guy. If a guy approached me, even if it was completely platonic, and asked me a question, I remember feeling so nervous that my boyfriend would find out and get mad at me. And so I just did more and more and more for him, and it just didn't feel like it was good enough. So I struggled with setting a boundary with him. Okay, so what do I mean by you setting a boundary? Again, this is really crucial. A lot of people miss this part in jealous relationships, so I want you to know this. So I wrote some notes. So Setting boundaries with your significant other is actually a super positive thing when they are the jealous type and they accuse you of doing things that you're not doing, which is cheating or lying. This helps create guidelines to where your significant other knows how to treat you. It's really important that that your significant other knows what you're comfortable with in terms of how they talk to you. Because oftentimes when they're jealous and they accuse you of doing things that you're not doing, they're going to talk to you disrespectfully, rudely. They're going to be mean. They're going to say things that are degrading and belittling. And so people struggle with setting boundaries because we want to reassure our partners and have our partners love us and trust us. So we bend over backwards and we do what we can. But no, you have to be firm and you have to actually set the boundaries and say, hey, I know you're struggling with trusting me right now and I know you're feeling jealous, but you cannot talk to me like that. You cannot degrade me like that. You cannot call me names. I don't appreciate you accusing me of that. I'm not gonna stand for that in this relationship. That's not okay. We can have a dialogue about your worries and jealousy and what's going on, but I refuse to be disrespected in this relationship. That's not gonna be okay. So I think it's really important to have that type of a boundary setting so they know not to treat you negatively or lie or curse you out, especially for something that you didn't do. Set that boundary. You need to be respected in a relationship no matter what. I don't care that they are jealous. I don't care that they were hurt in the past. Yes, I mean, you're going to be addressing that with them. But at the end of the day, you are a partner in the relationship and you deserve to be respected. And especially since you haven't even done anything wrong, right? So it's important to set those boundaries with them and let them know how they are allowed to treat you, what they're not allowed to do or say to you during these jealous fits, okay? That's really important. Talk about your relationship needs, how you need to be communicated, and of course talk about their needs as well. What do they need from you? What do they want from you? Essentially they want to trust you. They want to feel reassured. How can you guys learn to trust each other? How can they learn to trust you? And again, this isn't about you doing all the behaviors that they want you to do, because trust me, you can do every single thing under the sun that they want you to do. Not wear certain clothing, not talk to certain people, act a certain way. That's still not going to help because jealousy is so intrinsic. It's something that it's what the person is struggling with at the root of their core. And it can have oftentimes nothing to do with you. It has to do with the fear of being cheated on, the fear of being left, the trauma that people have experienced in past relationships. So it's important to talk about what their needs are. Partner's needs is essentially they want to trust you. Okay, well, how can that happen in a healthy way, in a way that is normal and expected of every couple out there? How can trust be built between you guys, and not in this power and control type way, but in a loyal way, in an honor way, in a accepting of each other way, and slowly building towards that trust together as a team instead of this fear-based type of relationship that isn't working for you guys. Okay, so set those boundaries. That's super, super crucial. Step number 4, you have to be willing to talk to them about the jealousy when it comes up. And this is difficult, right? Because sometimes, especially when they're jealous every single day or make comments about what you're doing wrong every single day, eventually you can just be done and not want to hear it. But I think it's really important that this is an ongoing conversation to have with your other half. So be willing to talk about it with them. Be open to talk about their fears, their anxieties, their worries, and have a dialogue about it. Don't just shut them out and say, hey, this is your problem, this isn't my problem. Essentially, yes, it is their issue and they are going to need to work on it, but you're a partner in the relationship and you're a support. So you're going to help support them through this jealousy and figure out what they can do to learn to trust you. They need to learn. They need to take a leap of faith. They need to try. They're going to put it all on you and say, you need to show me that I can trust you. But no. They need to take that leap and practice to trust you. They need to learn. They need to put themselves out on the ledge, so to speak, and go for that trust, okay? It's not about you, what you can do and what you can say. They need to be putting in more work than you need to be putting in. Yeah, you're gonna support them as a partner, but they need to work on their insecurities. They need to work on their fears, their anxieties, things that they worry about. Their partner has to acknowledge that, that the jealousy really is coming from them. And again, I say this video because I'm making it because it's not about what you're doing. I'm assuming that you're not cheating. I'm assuming you're not lying. I'm assuming you're not breaking relationship boundaries. This video is for you, for the one who really isn't doing anything wrong, but your partner still doesn't believe you, okay? Last but not least, step number 5 on how to deal with a jealous partner. You need to be patient with them, okay? Again, this can be really hard, but you have to be patient. This is a long, ongoing process to overcome jealousy issues in a relationship. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of worries, there's a lot of pain that people have experienced in past relationships. So it's a process, and you're gonna be making progress in your relationship, and then at times feel like you're taking a couple steps back before you can take a few steps forward again. So it's gonna be this push-pull, it's gonna be this back and forth, it's gonna be this emotional roller coaster towards the destination of trust between you guys. So be patient, but continue to work on it and continue to do this together as a team, and acknowledge the fact that this is not about you and what you can do more. This is about you supporting your partner and them learning to trust you. It's for you to set boundaries with them so they know not to talk to you a certain way or act a certain way towards you when they are feeling jealous. It's for you to not get defensive, to stay calm, to be supportive, and to have a conversation about their fears and their anxieties and their worries ongoing, being supportive. Yes, you can reassure as, time goes on. Of course, you're going to reassure. You love them. You want them to know they can trust you, but they need to put in work also. They're going to need to learn to trust. They're going to need to learn to put themselves out there and take leaps of faith and go for it. And I think having this open, honest dialogue between you and your significant other, and have these deep, intimate conversations that are calm and they're mature and they're more rational, that helps build the trust between you guys. That helps get you guys closer emotionally and really deals with the underlying issue of the jealousy in the relationship. Communication is key. I always say this, so be communicative with each other. Be real, be honest, be authentic, be open, set the boundaries for you, be supportive, and I really think that you can make headway in terms of dealing with a jealous partner, okay? I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comment section, or leave a comment. Let me know what you're dealing with in terms of your jealous significant other. I always get back to you as soon as I can when you leave me those comments. I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. Again, my name is Kristin, and I'm from KristinCoaching.com, and I'm gonna see you guys next time for another video. You guys take care.